fellow hams and YouTubers. Well, today we're going to look at an antenna. We're going to do a review of this antenna. This is the Super Elastic Signal Stick from signalstuff.com. It is a super flexible, thin, dual band rubber duck, 2 meters and 440. You can get it with all kinds of connectors on there. This is an SMA like you'd get for a Baofeng or other modern radio. Comes with BNC. This is a nifty little antenna. Now we're going to measure the SWR, and I'm going to do some range testing comparing it to a generic rubber duck that came with my HTX 202 to a very high quality rubber duck that came with the Yaesu FT817. This is a killer antenna. It's heavy and it's big, but it's a killer antenna. I'm going to compare the original rubber duck that came with the Baofeng and my MFJ 1715, which is currently sitting on my radio over there. So we're going to do some SWR comparison, some range comparison tests with it. Not terribly scientific, but they'll give you a good relative view of how the antenna performs. But first, a note on the supplier, signalstuff.com. Now, signalstuff.com is a website that supports hamstudy.org. Hamstudy.org is a free, completely free study website for the technician, general, and extra class U.S. amateur licenses. A friend of mine that actually let me borrow this antenna used that website for his studying to pass his tests, and he went in and tested and passed technician and general on the same day. So it's a really good resource, and I've looked it over. It's well put together, it's easy to follow through, and it's free. So you know, I don't feel bad about plugging it at all. Signal Stuff is a site that supports hamstudy.org. So purchases of this antenna go toward funding and keeping free hamstudy.org. So this is a good thing. And it's affordable. This is a $20 purchase. $20 and Super Duck. That's not bad. It's very well put together. It's got a nice little protection nub on here, so you're not going to poke your eye out with it. I'd say the build quality is quite good on it. And in fact, it's so good that the maker offers a lifetime unconditional warranty on it. He says if you break it or for any reason it fails, send it back, he'll send you a new one. That's about the best warranty you can get. Looking through the site, he had some examples where one was bitten in half by a horse, and he replaced it, you know, so no questions asked. It's a lifetime warranty, a $20 purchase, and the money goes to support hamstudy.org. So it's an all-around winner. I have no problem saying this is a really great deal. So, technically, how does the antenna perform? Well, let's go down to the bench, and I'll hook it up to the antenna analyzer, and we'll look at some SWR comparisons with the other antennas. Well, here we are at the bench, and we're going to test the Super Elastic Signal Stick antenna. Longest antenna here. I'm hoping it'll perform well. I'm going to measure SWR on each of them, and although hooking a duck up to an antenna analyzer is not going to give you a very accurate measurement of SWR per se, it'll give me a relative reading if I keep the conditions the same. If I hold the analyzer the same way and have the antenna oriented the same way in free space as far as things that are around it, I will get relative comparative readings. So we're going to start with the Baofeng. There, hopefully you can see the meter. I've got it in an angle because I've got the antenna far away from anything metal. And as you can see, the meter deflects as I bring my hands in. So I'm going to put my hands in the same place each time, and we're going to take a measurement. So the Baofeng dips at about 140, and at 146, 3.1 to 1. SMA, I guess I'll put the super flexible on next. And it's dipping around 148, and at 146, 2 to 1. And we'll put on the cheapy duct that came with the HTX. Boy, it dips right down to 1 to 1. I could not get the flexi stick to dip below 2, or yeah, below 2. Okay, so the Radio Shack duck is dipping at 150, and at 146, 2.6 to 1. But again, you really can't rely on the SWR measurement here because there's too many variables. When it's on the HT and you're holding the HT, your hand capacitance is affecting things, and it's just, you know, it's going to be different. Okay, the MFJ is dipping at 150, and at 146. Wow, 1.3 to 1. That's giving me the happiest readings so far. All right, now the big Yaesu. Yeah, I expected this to be the best performer. It's dipping at 145, and at 146, we're seeing about 1.1 to 1. So yeah, the Yaesu is a very high quality antenna. So that's what the antenna analyzer thinks of these separate antennas. I'll compile all this data into a spreadsheet that I'll show you in the video, and you can freeze frame it and take a good look at it. Now, I know I probably mentioned it during the testing, but you know, SWR measurements themselves on a rubber duck antenna, especially a quarter wave antenna like this one, are not entirely conclusive as far as the actual numbers go. What I was looking for was a relative comparison between the different antennas. How does this one stack up? You know, is it radically worse? You know, it's what I was wanting to find out, and it's not. It's fine. It was showing about 2 to 1 with me holding the analyzer, and that's not going to hurt your radio at all. So you know, it's fine. It does just as well. In fact, it's a little flatter over a broader range than some of the other antennas. So it's pretty good. Now, what about range testing? Well, I thought about how to do range testing with this thing for quite a while, and I came up with something that hopefully will work out. So we're going to take a little trip up to Kendallville, where my friend that owns this antenna lives, and we're going to find a football field, and we're going to see how far away we can get from a low power signal on a dummy load with these different antennas, and see how this performs compared to the others. Yeah, I know. The camera's in portrait mode. My cell phone camera mount does not lend itself to rotating the camera where I've got it positioned. I've got it down in the corner of the window where it doesn't obstruct my point of view. Don't have any fancy GoPros or anything I can use. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm on my way, and we'll do some testing on this bright sunny day. Hopefully it'll warm up a little bit more. It's about 37 degrees and windy. Ugh. Indiana. Alright, on to the tests. Well, here we are at a parking lot conveniently marked with yard lines. Plenty of space. Rick, K89HUM, is going to help me out with transmitting. We've got an old Radio Shack brick coupled directly into a dummy load, and all the antennas right there. And he's going to be taking notes as far as how far away we get Got my Baofeng HT, the squelch is set down to about 3. And what we're going to do is simply transmit into the dummy load and walk down the way until the signal falls off and see how far we get with each antenna. So if you're ready, I'm ready with the old rubber duck. Okay, we had to make a slight adjustment to our methodology. Even with the dummy load end on, I could get all the way down to 100 yards without losing signal. So we have initiated an RF shielding technique here with a large metal car. So we are ready to go again with the first test, the old rubber duck. And I am ready when you are. Go ahead and key down. $10. Counting off the yards. $20. $25. $30. Getting noisy. There's 50. Now we're starting to drop out on the squelch at 50 yards. And we're pretty much gone at 60, 65. It's pretty much gone. Okay. Okay, so the old rubber duck, we reached about 50 yards. It started to drop out. And about 65 yards, we pretty much lost it completely. So now we're going to switch antennas. Okay, this is the MFJ 1715 commercial Super Duck. Go ahead, key down. That's 40. Surprising. 45. 50. We're pretty much starting to lose it around 50. Oh yeah, it's gone. It's gone by the time we got to 60. Okay, so we were starting to lose it a little bit around 45. We were losing it at 50, and it was gone by 60. So the MFJ did not perform even as well as the old rubber duck. Surprising. All right. All right, this is the Yaesu Super rubber duck that came with the FT817. And here we go. $15, $20, $25, $30, $35, $40, $45, $50, $55, $60. It's pretty much gone at 60. 65 maybe. Okay. Started to cut out at 45. It was pretty much gone by 55 and out completely at 60. All right, this is the Baofeng duck that came with the HT. We are freezing for you guys. I hope you appreciate that. Wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the wind, but here we go. Go ahead and key down. All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, starting to drop out, 40, 45, pretty much gone by 50. Okay. All right, so I did expect that to perform a little bit less. And it did. It started dropping out around 35, more at 40, and it was pretty much gone by 50. Now the antenna we're all waiting for, the signal stick, super flexible. Here we go. All right, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, this is doing good, 60, starting to drop out, 65, and 70. It's actually the best performing antenna. That's surprising. Well, so there you go. Not a bad antenna at all. It's actually a pretty good antenna. I'd recommend it. In fact, I'm going to recommend it to people that ask me about what to buy for their handhelds. You can't go wrong. It's built very well. The warranty, as I said, lifetime unconditional warranty. Whatever goes wrong, send it back. He'll send you a new one. Hey, that's that's worth it right there. And a really decent price, only 20 bucks for the antenna. You can't beat it. So I'll link signal stuff down below. Go get one. You'll be happy with it. And if you know somebody that's studying for their amateur license or wanting to study for their amateur license, hamstudy.org, which is in part funded by these antennas. Great website and free, so you can go and upgrade your license. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're not already a subscriber, click to subscribe. Join us on the Facebook channel for discussion about the videos. And if you'd like to help support this channel, please click to support me on my Patreon page.